Hey everybody, Jim Perry here. So I got to tell you, I am beyond excited to be where I'm at today. I have been waiting for this day for several months. The location that I've been detecting the last couple of weeks had quite a bit of soil removed, and this is where it's at. I know that I'm going to be able to find some old history here. The spoils were moved out from that location to this farm and put in piles. Just talked to the farmer last week who agreed to start spreading it out. It's really wet here. It's really sloppy right now, but I'm extremely excited to be going through what was 3 or 4 feet of spoils from another location. I've got my first target. I've already cleaned it up. I had my detector on literally for 5 seconds. Let me show you what I found. So here is where I walked into where these spoils are at, and have been spread out just a little bit. Very first signal, very first hole, literally 4 feet into this mud, and out popped this. I'm assuming some kind of a token. It is really crusty. There is definitely text on it. I don't want to do any damage to it here, so I'm going to put it in my pocket and take care of cleaning it up at home, and I will share with you what it is if I'm able to figure out what that is. I know there's a huge amount of stuff here. So take a couple of hours today. I do have an ongoing invitation to come back anytime I wish to go back through everything. I've got a small audience here yelling at me as I'm detecting to keep me company. So we'll see what we might be able to pull up here this afternoon. Hey guys. So I am going to call it a day. My audience is still yelling at me. I've been here an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. The mud is just way too deep, and it's a light sprinkle, and it's just making it no better. I'm sinking in deeper and deeper. I am looking forward to the property owner spreading that out and letting it dry out a bit so I can get back through it in much more detail sometime soon. Let me show you the little bit that I did find. It was very quiet after finding that mystery item, token, whatever it is. Hardly any metal targets. A couple of interesting things to take home, but let me show you exactly what that was and give you a little bit of information about some other luck that I had while I was here today. So I'm not going to waste your time with this small amount of trash that I found back in there, but I am no expert in glass, but this is an absolutely gorgeous piece of glass. The coloring is amazing on that. Not sure what this would have been too. It is not a newer beer bottle, so I don't think that made its way in there. Not sure if there are any experts out there that would know what the numbers on the back of these mean. I am no expert at all. I just saw it and found it interesting. Found a lot of the brick from the structure where the spoils came from. That would make sense. I also found a lot of square nails from where the original structure stood. This is by far the largest that I've ever found, though. Slightly different. The end is different. I'm wondering if this was used to hold some much larger pieces of wood together. A piece of tile. I'm also not an expert in that. I have no idea when tile started to be used. The structure in question was built in the 1850s and torn down, I completely forget, in the maybe 1930s, maybe in the 40s. I have no idea when tile like this started to be used. Again, if there's any experts out there, please let me know. Interesting that it made its way into the pile of spoils, which makes me think that it really did probably come from that structure at some point. And then the mystery item here, I have no idea what this is. I don't want to damage it anymore. It's already broken. I will get home and work on this very carefully to see what the wording might say. There is wording on both sides. I am extremely interested in seeing what I might be able to find out about that piece. So, pretty productive time here, although a pretty good workout as well. So like happens so often when I go out to metal detect at places like this, get to talking with the property owner and find out a little bit more about the entire property itself, I really came out here with the intent of just going through the spoils. Well, it turns out I'm really not going to show what the entire property looks like. The other side of this building is the home where they live. The original part of that home dates back to when Minnesota became a state, so we are looking 170 years back. We're talking about the possibility of me detecting around that at some time very soon as well. It says that the property he does not believe has ever been detected, so I'm very excited about that. The original drive, so this is the drive that comes in, this is the way that I came in. The original drive came through here, past another property and a road farther out in that direction. There was no road here, for sure in the by the 50s there was no road there, absolutely for certain. So I'm going to take a look at the old plat maps. I'll be taking a look at the old aerial photos to see if there was anything else out, any other structures out here, or any other structures that may have been torn down near the home itself. So lucky enough to be able to do that. In addition to that, the property owner has purchased another piece of property in the far corner of this large piece of land that he has said I can detect there as well. That is a cornfield now, but a farm once stood there. So a long gone farm once stood there. So once the corn has been harvested in the fall, I'll be able to hit that field as well to see what we might be able to find. This is the exciting part. It happens all the time. Start with one, get permission to detect somewhere else. I know that there's going to be more find in the spoils. I know there's going to be more to find at the home here and on this property, and I'm certain there's going to be a lot to find out in that field. There's nowhere I would rather detect other than out in the woods. So rain is starting to come down a little bit harder. It's time for me to head home and clean up. I am exhausted and filthy. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.